Let's continue with the authentication integration. Before we continue, understand the differences between authentication and authorization. Authentication is a process of allowing a user to log in into your application. And authorization simply means that after a user is being authenticated or logged in, what actions that the user can take, either to delete a post or update or view post. That's what we call authorization. So let's begin with the authentication, and after that we will implement authorization. And like I said, we are going to use Passport for this. And we are going to use two strategies. One is local strategy and then the Google login strategy. So let's begin with the local login strategy. So over here, if you go to passportjs.org, click on the strategies, and then here, these are the strategies. They have 539 strategies, which means that we can log in into our application by using 539 methods or strategies as you see on the screen. But what we are going to use is called Passport Local and Google Login. So let's begin with the local. So search for local, which is Passport Local. As you can see, the number of downloads. So click on that. And this is a method for the authenticating, and that is using username and password. So let's go ahead and install this package. So copy that, and then back to our application, shut down, and then paste that, and that is npm install passport-local. While it is installing, let's explore more. For local login, by default, Passport uses what is called express session. But this approach has limitations. The ideal way to use is to use JWT, and that is JSON Web Token, and Passport allow us to integrate these ones also. So this is what we are going to use by using Passport with JWT. So now we are done with the installation. Next step is that we need to install the JSON Web Token. If you search for JWT, let's see what it can do for us. And in case you have taken my other courses, I often use JWT for authentication. This time around, we're going to use it with Passport.js. JWT is an open and industry standard method for representing claims securely between two parties. And JWT also supports other libraries, not only with Node.js or Express. If you click on that, you're going to see all the supported libraries that we can use JWT. So we are going to use it with Node.js. Over here, we have what is called encoded and then the decoded. The encoded is the actual token, which means that when a user logs in, we are going to generate a token to that user. And this token represents the user that has logged in. And we can get the actual user by using a method on JWT called JWT.verify. As you can see, this is a user that represents this token. So this is what we are going to use. Upon logging in, the token will be generated. That represents the user. And this token, we will decide where we want to save it. Remember, HTTP servers are stateless. So as soon as a user logs in, our server does not remember the login user. So we have to find a way to save this token. So upon every request, we will pass the token along with it. And we can save it inside local storage. And that is what I often use in my other courses. But saving this in local storage has limitations, because in the browser, we can use JavaScript to tamper with the code. But instead, we are going to make it secured by using session, which means that we are going to save the token in the session so that our server can only have access to it without client-side JavaScript. Don't worry, let's move step by step. So let's go ahead and install JWT also. So let's search for JWT npm, and that is JSON Web Token, which is this. Let's copy that and then back to our application, paste that, and that is npm I JSON Web Token. All right, it is done. So the next step is that we need to register a user. Let's continue in the next video.